I'm gonna start by asking you what inspired your pursuit to become an attorney?
Oh, I'm gonna try to make that as short of a story as possible. I didn't like. I was a kid who always knew what I wanted to do, but it wasn't being a lawyer, which is hilarious. I thought for my entire childhood I was going to be a doctor. And then when I was in college, I did an internship where I basically like followed the doctor around for like 2 weeks, and basically I had to do everything he did. I was everywhere he was, and the day that he did hospital rounds, we went to the hospital, and every single patient room we went in, when we were done, the patient, like you could see them like they weren't done talking to the doctor. Their problem wasn't solved. They didn't feel any differently than when they walked in. They might have more information. And not to say they didn't feel any differently, but basically at the end of the day, I was like, what do we do all day? Like, what we do here? And he's like, if I spend more than 9 minutes in one room, I can't get through all my patients. So I can't afford to stay in that patient's room and answer their questions and make them feel better. And I had to contemplate like what I was doing there, like what it was that I wanted to do. And so I had to like sit with this existential question, right? And what I realized I wanted to do was help people, put people in a better position than when they met me. Um, and so like I changed my major to sociology, which I had no idea what I was going to do with, but I ended up working with Attorney Crump at Parks and Crump. I ended up getting an internship there, just like off somebody posted on Facebook, hey, there's an internship available, and I applied for it. And I kind of fell in love. I loved helping people, and that was before Trayvon Martin. That was before Attorney Crump was Attorney Crump. But to watch how the lawyers advocated for their clients and how people were in a better position when they left, I realized that that's what I wanted to do. So I ended up applying to law school, and here I am today.
Okay, thank you for that. That's very inspiring. And Attorney Wilson, I would like to pose the same question to you. What inspired your journey to become an attorney?
Okay. Actually, it's a similar reason, which is to help people, but a little bit more personal. My personal experience kind of put me in the direction to want to help people as far as legally. Just long story short, my father went to prison when I was very young, when I was 3. He ended up getting out when I was 15, but when he got out because he won an appeal. Essentially, something was done wrong in his case. He ended up spending a lot of time in prison. Once he got out, I would say that he was very much so institutionalized. He didn't really know how to survive on the outside. And in turn, that ended up with him going back and forth to prison and things of that nature. Now it's a blessing he's out, he's home now, and he's on the right track. But I saw the effect that that had on everyone around us, with my siblings and them going in and out of the system and things of that nature. And whenever I hear something about an appeal, to me that lights up like, oh, it was something done wrong. And I think that with our community, a lot of times it's a lack of education. He didn't have the resources he needed or the education he needed to be able to challenge what was going on in his case, or to have an attorney that was willing to challenge what was going on in his case, somebody who related to him. So with me coming from a certain community and having a certain background, I realized that we needed advocates and we needed education. Somebody who would advocate for us and see that we're more than just a number, somebody who can be relatable. I think relatability is important, because when you see the client, you see a human when you can relate. Whereas a lot of times people don't humanize us culturally. So I know I can go in there and understand if I come from where you come from, someone selling drugs to feed their family and needing to get go into a trade, get probation, and be required to receive some kind of education and apply for jobs, rather than sitting in prison and right away because they're just going to come out and do the same thing. So I wanted to be an avenue for that. So that's why essentially when I first finished law school, one, I felt like we needed more lawyers that looked like us. So I worked with recruitment with the law school first, and then branched off and started working within the field so that I could be that advocate that people needed, because honestly, the law touches every part of our lives. The speed limit is a law. Parents go to jail if their kids don't go to school. That's a law. The law affects everything around us. And so we need to be the people facilitating the laws that can help us as a people, because the criminal justice system is made up predominantly of African Americans, whereas we're only 13% of the population. There's something disproportionate about that. So I felt like I could be that little piece to help with